Hello everyone, Nick here, and I wanted to give my own thoughts about Billy Mitchell hitting the million-point score. So you might be asking yourself, so he hit the million-point score. Does this mean his score now goes on the world record? No. No, it does not. What was the point of it? To show that he has the skill to do so. So, do I think he's redeemed himself? Somewhat. I mean, to be fair, he already cheated. I'll even leave a link in the description below of Apollo Legends video about how and why he cheated. Well, not necessarily, less so the why and more so the how, because it really doesn't make sense why. Because if you really think about it, it's like, okay, so he had this skill to play Donkey Kong, and he chose to use an emulator. Mind you, Twin Galaxies ruled that it clearly wasn't MAME, even though in my opinion I think it was. I mean, I think, and based on all of the footage and evidence that's pretty much displayed, it pretty much screams MAME. But the reason why that it's not MAME is because Twin Galaxies said it wasn't MAME, and I wish that Twin Galaxies would have elaborated on why it's not MAME, because I don't think that they really elaborated enough on that. I think they needed to talk about it a bit more on their end. But anyway, the bottom line is this does not give him his scores back. He already cheated on his 3 prior scores. And the last score, there's a board swapping video where he painfully tries to convince people that he clearly did it, even though they show that it's the same board that was for one game, that it was supposedly changing the board, but it really didn't. In Apollo Legends video, it was really funny because Billy just walks away and he's like, I don't want to answer the question. It's like, yeah, you have to, though, because that board swapping was fake. And lest we forget, him getting that million-point score, again, does nothing. It proves that why would you cheat in the first place if you knew you could have done it anyway? It's really just pointless for him. I mean, I will give him 1 point. I will say him doing the million-point score is actually more redemption than his panel. However, that's really not saying much since his panel was really a joke, and at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, you scored 1,000,000 points, but you still cheated, so not sure what that's gonna gain for you. You almost feel bad for Billy Mitchell, but you really don't. He talks about in his panel how he was going to prove that the footage was edited to make it look like MAME, but that's kind of hard to do, and I would probably say it's impossible. So, yeah, does this score mean anything? No. Was it pointless? Practically so, yes. The only thing that it does is that it proves that he can score 1,000,000 points, and it just proves that he's good at Donkey Kong. However, it's like a Lance Armstrong situation. You know that you're a good athlete, but you decide to cheat anyway. Or Marion Jones, like, oh, you know you're a good athlete, but you decide to cheat anyway. I don't get why you decide to cheat just to secure victory. It's really sad. Plus, it doesn't also really excuse the behavior with him and Twin Galaxies. The manipulation of him paying Twin Galaxies to ensure preferential treatment doesn't really make him look any better. It actually makes him look worse. And I think that it's pretty obvious to see that, regardless of what he did, it's not going to get his records back. So I would be interested to see if he thinks that by doing this automatically gives him his score. But it doesn't. So it's kind of a fun, bittersweet moment for him, because it's like, he knows he could have done it anyway, but he decided to do it on illegitimate hardware. That's really sad. I don't know why he decided to do that, but that was his decision, and, he has to live with the consequences. It's like, he did this score, he knows he could have done it on legitimate hardware. I think also the other thing to point out is that he doesn't die at the kill screen. He dies with the fireballs. So even though I get that he hit 1,000,000, it would have been nice to see him actually do his Billy Mitchell moment where he would have actually gone to the kill screen. He's like, I'm just gonna wait there because I'm Billy Mitchell. It's like, well, clearly you're not Billy Mitchell because you didn't wait at the kill screen. So I guess we'll have to wait for that too, unless he's just done with it still. But even still, like, point being, I think I could make it in the entire video. It changes nothing. Billy, you did nothing. You did something you could have done on regular hardware years ago, and you decided not to. And now he has to live with the mistake of using illegitimate hardware. So, it almost makes you wonder if Billy could have just played officially and just gotten the record legitimately. I mean, if he did, he would have been fine. But, you know, too bad for him. So that's pretty much the gist of this video. I hope you guys liked it. There's not really much for me to discuss, just giving my own personal opinion about the whole Billy Mitchell situation. Him getting this score, again, pointless. I think it's already pretty much known that it was pointless. I do think that there was more, as pointless as it is there more of a point of it than his redemption panels? Of course, because he's proving that he can do it. But even though he can do it, it's not going to give him his scores back because they proved that he cheated. So unless he can somehow provide some magical exonerating evidence, which, by the way, he still hasn't, even though years ago he said, I wish I had that videotape in my hands to give to you right now. It's like, you should have had it way back then, and you don't have it now, so. But you get the idea. I probably rambled too much about this to make any more of sense. It's what it is. It's open and shut. Can he score 1,000,000? Yes. Doesn't mean anything? No. So that's the sad reality of the situation. And let me know what you guys think in the comments below about Billy Mitchell hitting a 1,000,000-point score. Do you think that this essentially takes away his cheating? I personally don't think it does, but maybe you have a different opinion. You know, just think, Lance Armstrong, let's say he didn't do steroids and he won a Tour de Lance. Does it take away from the fact that he cheated in past ones? I don't think so. It's like, once you cheat on a test, you've already removed your integrity. It's like, when you make that cardinal sin, when Adam decided to eat that apple, he sinned. You know I'm going biblical, but you get the idea. It's like, you make an irreprehensible mistake, it's no longer fixable. You cannot do anything. It's like, apologies only go so far. They don't take away cheating. So that's my moral story of this whole video. So anyway, hope you guys liked it. Comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye!